Hello, boys and girls. This is journal page 328, section 14.1, where we're talking about square roots. And the first three problems should be relatively easy. Find the two square roots of the number. Well, if you have your square roots chart with you, the first two should be easy enough, but even the third one, if you need your chart. But the two square roots of 1, I'm going to put it on lined paper over here. The square roots of 16, the two square roots, so plus or minus, would be 4 and -4. For number 2, the two square roots of 100 would be 10 and -10. 10 times 10 is 100. -10 times -10 is 100. Number 3. The two square roots of 196 would be 14 and -14. Find the square roots. Well, now we've got number 4, where it's just asking for the square root of 169. So we're just talking about the positive square root here. That would be 13, because 13 times 13 is how we get 169, or 13 squared. Number 5, the square root of 4 over 225. We're talking about just the positive square root again. And now we look for the square roots of the numerator and the denominator. So the square root of the numerator would be 2. And the square root of the denominator would be 15. So the square root of 4 225ths is 2/15. Because if I had 2/15 times 2/15, I would get 4 225ths. For number 6, the negative square root of 12.25. Well, I know my answer is going to be the negative square root. That's what they want. And then I don't look for the square root of 12.25. I look for the square root of 1,225. And this is actually just like what we did in class. 35 times 35 is 1,225. So if I want 2 decimal places here, I want 1 decimal place here. 3.5 times 3.5 will give me 12.25. Number 7. If this one isn't on our chart, but we know the square root's going to be between 3 and 4, because the square root of 9 is 3 and the square root of 16 is 4. So this is somewhere in between 3 and 4. And then we know it's got to end in a 5. And the only number that we can end this with, so that it multiplied by itself will give us a 5, is a 5. So 3.5 would be my first guess, and it actually works out. Number 7, evaluate the expression. 2 times the square root of 36 plus 9. Well, we take care of parentheses first. There are none, so we take care of exponents and radical signs. So this becomes 2 times the square root of 36 is 6 plus 9. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 9, which is 15. I'm just joking, not 15, 21. Number 8, just making sure you're paying attention. 8 minus 11 times the square root of 25 over 121. Well, I have to take care of this radical sign first. The square root of 25 over 121, well, I would have to have 5 on the top and 11 on the bottom. 5 elevenths times 5 elevenths would give me 25 over 121. So now I have 8 minus 11 times 5 elevenths. Well, 11 times 5 elevenths is the same as 11 over 1 times 5 over 11. Simplify before I multiply, and I get just 5. 8 minus 5 equals 3. I'm going to do the next on the back. Number 9. 3 times whatever we get in these parentheses here, 125 over 5 minus 8. Well, I'm going to simplify this first. 125 over 5. 125 divided by 5 is 25. So this becomes 3 times the square root of 25, if I simplify that fraction, minus 8. The square root of 25 is 5, so now it's 3 times 5 minus 8. 5 minus 8 is negative 3, so I have 3 times negative 3, which equals negative 9. Last problem. A trampoline has an area of 49 pi square feet. What is the diameter of the trampoline? Well, for number 10, we know that area of a circle equals pi r squared. And it just told us the area is 49 pi. So we now know 49 pi equals pi r squared. If I divide both sides by pi, I'm left with 49 equals r squared. Well, what squared equals 49? 7 squared equals 49. So r equals 7. Now I know the radius is 7, and then the diameter equals 14, because it's twice the radius. I hope that's helpful. Please, please, please ask any questions you have tomorrow in class. Get this done tonight, and have a wonderful evening.